Hey everyone! We're going to talk about one of the most common medical tests out there, but also one of the most misunderstood, the good old urine test. Yeah, I know, you probably think it's pretty simple, right? But believe me, that little sample is telling a massive story about your health. So let's unlock some of those secrets.
So when I say urine test, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's probably just about the color, right? There's this idea that it's just a basic check. But that could not be more wrong.
Get this, that one single sample can be used to check for more than 20 different health markers. That's right, over 20. It's an absolute powerhouse of information, and we're about to break down exactly how it all works.
All right, first up, let's get one thing straight. We're moving way beyond just looking at the color. This isn't guesswork, it's some seriously cool science that reveals what's really going on inside your body.
Think of it like an early warning system. Long before you might even feel sick, this test can give doctors vital clues about things like diabetes, kidney problems, or even hidden infections. It's truly one of the most important tools we have for staying ahead of health issues.
So how on earth do lab experts pull so much information from that sample? Well, the whole process is broken down into three main parts, and each stage uncovers a different piece of the puzzle.
First, there's the physical examination. Yep, that's where they check the color and how clear it is. Then you've got the chemical analysis, which uses a special dipstick that changes color to find different substances. But the third part, that's where the real detective work begins. We're talking about the microscopic examination, and trust me, this is where it gets fascinating.
Okay, now we're diving deep into a world you can't see with your own eyes. For any of you medical lab tech students tuning in, you know this is where the magic happens. A trained eye looking through that lens can spot things that tell an incredible story.
So what are they looking for? For starters, red blood cells, or RBCs. You really shouldn't find these in your urine. So if they do pop up, it's like a little red flag telling your doctor, hey, we might want to take a closer look at the kidneys or urinary tract.
And then there are white blood cells, the WBCs. These are literally the soldiers of your immune system. They're your body's fighter cells. So if the lab sees a whole army of them in your sample, that's a huge clue that your body is busy fighting off an infection.
Another amazing thing they can find: crystals. These are tiny little structures made of minerals, and depending on their specific shape and type, they can tell a doctor if you might be at risk for developing painful kidney stones, or even signal something bigger, like a metabolic issue. Okay, so we've looked at all the tiny clues under the microscope, but what does all of this actually mean when you get your report back? Let's connect the dots and make sense of it all.
Let's break it down, super simple. Your report shows a high white blood cell count. That's a strong sign you have a UTI. It shows red blood cells. Your doctor is definitely going to want to check out your kidney or bladder health. And if there's high glucose, that's a major warning sign for diabetes risk, meaning your body is struggling to process sugar.
And this, right here, is why this test is such a game changer. Think about it. So many of us go for a routine checkup feeling totally fine, and then this one simple test catches a problem early when it's much easier to treat. It's prevention in action.
Now, for all of this incredible science to work, it all hinges on one critical thing: getting a good sample. And this is where you play a huge part in your own healthcare.
Look, I really can't stress this enough. The quality of your sample is everything. A bad sample can completely skew the results. It could lead to a wrong diagnosis or make you go through more tests you don't even need. You know the saying, garbage in, garbage out? It's so true here.
So how do you get it right? It's actually really easy. Step 1, only use the sterile cup the lab gives you. Please, no random containers from home. Step 2, collect what's called a midstream sample. That just means you start going, then collect the sample, and then finish. It helps flush away any contamination. And finally, step 3, get that sample to the lab quickly.
So when you step back and think about it all, from a simple color check all the way to a microscopic investigation that can flag major diseases, you just have to sit back and realize, wow, this test is so powerful. It's honestly a masterpiece of modern medicine.
So I'm going to leave you with this question. The next time your doctor asks for a routine sample, are you still going to think it's just a simple, basic test? Hopefully not. Hopefully you'll see it for exactly what it is: a clear window into your health, just packed with secrets waiting to be found.